Hi everybody, I'm Eric. Welcome to my guitar corner. Today I'm going to be talking about this Epiphone G400. Epiphone SG, I call it. I think the model number is actually a G400. It's a 2008. I've had this guitar for almost 10 years. I bought it used at a local music store where I live. Just figured I haven't really talked about this one on my channel. I don't do a lot of these types of videos, but I kind of like doing them, but I don't really have a ton of gear to talk about. But anyway, this is a 2008 Epiphone, and as you can see, it's got the old headstock that a lot of people don't like, but this is what the newer one looks like. Actually, this is my Les Paul Jr. You can see it's what they call the Kalamazoo headstock, which Epiphone used back in their early years. And I actually think this one looks a lot better, but I think this one's kind of cool on some guitars. It looks alright. I think it looks good on the customs, like the Les Paul customs with the binding. It actually looks kind of cool, I think, but I do overall just generally prefer the new headstock, and I'm kind of glad they did that. But anyway, this is a great guitar. It's got super low action, and I got it set up with like 9 to 42. These might be 9 to 46, like the heavy bottoms. I can't remember for sure what's on this, but it feels great, and the action's really low. And I had to tweak it quite a bit, I think, when I first got it, but I finally got it set up almost perfect. It's got the Grover tuners. Those are pretty standard on most Epiphones. I think they still use those on most of them. And it's got the gloss neck all the way down, which I kind of like. A lot of people don't like the gloss neck. They like to have the satin finish, but that's never been an issue for me. I actually really like the way this feels. And it's got the set neck construction. It's not a bolt-on like some of the cheaper ones. There's some of these holes. I've got nails in there where I was kind of experimenting with the strap button placement just because of the neck dive issue, which kind of drove me crazy for a while, and it doesn't really bother me anymore. I actually took some wheel weights, like on car tires on the wheels they used to balance the wheels, and I wrapped some electrical tape around them and I put them inside here. I'm not going to take that off right now, but I've got several of them packed in there, and it's made it a lot better balanced. I wrapped electrical tape around them just so they wouldn't accidentally ground anything or short anything out. But anyway, it's got the two humbuckers. These are like Epiphone humbuckers. I'm not sure what they're called exactly. This was before they started doing the coil tap thing. I think they started doing that like a year later or so, which I don't like the coil tap thing anyway. If I want to play a SG, I want the humbuckers. If I want a single coil, I'll play my Telecaster, or even maybe my Junior there with a P90. And it's got this kind of like the 60s style, I guess, or maybe early 60s style pickguard. I think later on Gibson started using the bigger one that came all the way up here somewhere and around there. I actually prefer this style quite a bit. It's like a 4-ply, I think. It's really thick, actually. You can see it. Actually, it looks pretty cool the way it kind of reminds me of that Les Paul custom binding right there. But it's got the switch right here. 3-way toggle switch right here with the poker chip and the 2 volume and 2 tone, one for each pickup. And then it's got the input jack right here, which I like having the input jack on the front of the guitar. It's one thing I like about SGs. If you're sitting here, you can actually see it and unplug it, and it actually works really good with the angle plug, the 90-degree plug, which I don't even have one right now, but I should for this guitar. You can plug it in there, and it comes. I like to wrap it around the strap if I'm using a strap, and come up here, and it just tucks away nice and neat. So anyway, it's got the classic Gibson, like Les Paul stop tailpiece and the tunematic bridge, which is probably my second favorite tailpiece design. I actually kind of like the string through design where they actually come through the back of the body like in Telecasters, and some of the Gibsons do it like the Flying V's. That's like my favorite setup where they come out of the body and then over the bridge. But anyway, I'm not a whammy bar guy at all. I don't like Floyd Roses. I don't like the Strat tremolos. I don't like any of that stuff. I just have to like to have a good solid tailpiece. And plus it's got the contour all the way around. It makes it really comfortable to play. The way that SG's entire body is contoured, not the entire body, but around the top and then even around the bottom right here, which doesn't really benefit you. It looks kind of cool the way they did that though. And it's actually a pretty thin mahogany body, probably made of mahogany. I'm sure this is. Most of these Epiphones and Gibsons are. So anyway, that's it. It's a 2008. It's got the trapezoid inlays, I guess these are called. These are like what they use on most of the Les Paul standards. Pretty classic Gibson design. But I plug it in for a second and play a couple things. I've got a play through my Fender Twin. I've got an old 70s Fender Twin. I always gotta play Black Sabbath anytime I pick up this guitar. It makes me think of Tony Iommi. So. And I tend to use the neck pickup a lot on this thing. I love the way the neck pickup sounds, and it's kind of got that dark, really, I don't know. I'm not very good at describing guitar sounds, but everybody always uses these words like, oh, it's dark and creamy and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, just listen to it. That's the way it sounds. So anyway, I play through my Fender Twin, and I've got this old Dan Electro Fab Tone pedal, which I love. They are a not very popular distortion pedal, but I like them. I think a lot of people thought it was going to be some kind of Beatles thing because it's called a Fab Tone when they came out with it. It's not Beatles at all. It's very metal. Anyway, that's about it for now. I just thought I'd share this guitar with you guys. I haven't really talked about it much. I played it on a couple of videos and maybe a couple of shorts, I think, that I've done. So anyway, that's it. 2008 Epiphone G400. Thanks for watching.